Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well out there, and today we're going to head into the deep south for what was known at the time as a hick flick. But before we get into it, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here, I greatly would appreciate that. Also, as always, a shameless plug for my TeePublic page. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Check that out if you're so inclined. And today we're going to talk about a Burt Reynolds film, his first what they considered hick flicks back in the 70s, and that movie would be White Lightning. White Lightning was released October 22nd of 1973. It's rated PG. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. Couldn't find any financials on it. Supposedly it was very successful, but I couldn't find any financials on it. This film was directed by Joseph Sargent, although he wasn't originally the director. We will get into who was originally going to direct it and even went into pre-production as director of the film. Joseph Sargent directed the excellent The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 in 1974. The year after this, and then he had a long career, but he also, I always mention this, he also directed the awful Jaws 4 in 87. Now in this film we got Burt Reynolds playing Gator McCluskey. We also have Ned Beatty playing Sheriff J.C. O'Connor, and they were reteaming after Deliverance in 72. And R.G. Armstrong plays Big Bear. He's a moonshiner in this film as well. And this film is basically Burt Reynolds is McCluskey, Gator McCluskey, and he's in prison, and he's a felon, and he gets approached by the government about going undercover to bust up this moonshine ring with this shady cop, sheriff, Ned Beatty's character, and he agrees to because this sheriff killed his younger brother, and we see that in the beginning of the film. So he goes to this town. This was all shot in Arkansas, and he gets in deep with these moonshiners, and he's getting dirt on the sheriff. And pretty much, you know, we're running moonshine, there's car chases, there's stunts, and at the end of the film, our sheriff gets his comeuppance, and that's the end of White Lightning. What to like about this film? Well, the cast. Burt Reynolds is great here as the charm and the charisma and the toughness of Burt Reynolds. He was great in these movies and all through his career, but in the 70s, those hick flicks, or Joe Bob calls them How to Redneck Saved Hollywood. I saw his show last year out in Clayton. Me and Dale_A from the Bad and Spider podcast went out and saw him at this theater, and he showed clips from a lot of these films and talked about how Redneck Saved Hollywood in the 70s. And Burt Reynolds was a big part of it, and this was in that presentation, White Lightning. Burt Reynolds is great here. Ned Beatty's great here. R.G. Armstrong, been around forever. I mean, this man has since passed away, but tons of credits. So they're all great here. The car chases and the stunts are great. All done for real, obviously. This was the 70s, so everything was done for real. And you know what? At the end of the day, is this movie perfect? No, but I think there's some of it could get cut out. I think there's a lot of, a lot of stuff that isn't necessary that could have been cut out and maybe tightened it up to like an hour and 30 minutes. But overall, I did enjoy myself with this film. Now, McCluskey, Burt Reynolds' last name in this film was Quentin Tarantino played homage to it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when the one film Leonardo DiCaprio's character is in was 14 Fists of McCluskey. That was a nod to this film. Steven Spielberg, yes, Steven Spielberg was the director of this film for a time. He went into pre-production for a few weeks into pre-production. He decided to drop out, and he decided to direct the Sugarland Express instead. But he was going to direct this film, but he left it to direct the Sugarland Express. This is the first of car stunt Southern American movies that Burt Reynolds did. Obviously, you go on to do Gator, which is a sequel to this in 76, and then Smokey and the Bandit in 77. I'm going to review Gator coming up in the next few weeks. I have that on Blu-ray. I got it from Kino Lorber, their sale they were having. It's like I got this one as well. And the transfer is pretty damn good for a movie of its age, and it sounds pretty good, and I was happy with it. It has a little making of documentary on here as well with Burt Reynolds talking about the production. Hal Needham did the stunt. There's a stunt in this film where he's trying to get away from the cops, and he jumps over the river onto this barge. And the car was originally supposed to land all the way on the barge in this dirt pile. Well, Hal Needham did the stunt, and he shorted it, and the car landed like this on the barge. And it stayed on the barge, but Hal was disoriented it was a powerful hit that he took, and Burt Reynolds actually jumped in the water and swam out to make sure he was okay, because they were good friends, and obviously Burt would go on to work with him on Smokey and the Bandit and Hopper later on. Overall, this is a fun Southern action flick. It really is. A White Lightning is slang for moonshine. So, and there's tons of moonshine in this film. Overall, I had fun revisiting this. I had not seen this in probably 25 years. Honestly, it's been a long, long time. It's been as long for Gator, so I'm looking forward to rewatching that as well. At the end of the day, it's not perfect, but it's a fun movie with some good performances and some cool stunts and some good car chases. And I would give White Lightning a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for White Lightning. Have you ever seen this film? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. I would appreciate that. I'll be back soon, but until next time, bye.